blue for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
Hi everyone, it's Teacher Lina here. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Teacher Lina and I own Studio Dance by Lina and Dance by Lina Dancewear. I've been having Zoom classes since about end of March. So this video is inspired by that, and it's also inspired by an article by Ballet. So if you want to read the article instead of watching the video, you can do so. Check it out after if you want to also. But it's going to be about what to look for in your online Zoom classes. So I feel that there's so many things you can consider in looking on what to look for in a Zoom ballet class. As parents and as students, I know you want to improve during this pandemic. Maybe some of you just want to rest, and I think that's okay as well. But if you do want to look for a good program, I'm going to be giving you Ballet's tips fused in with my tips as well. So our first tip is to get yourself a good teacher. It is really important, even not just during the pandemic, but also in regular days. I mean, you should look for a good qualified teacher. You should look for a teacher, not really just anyone. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, because I'm sure left and right, up and down, here and there. So I've seen tons of classes coming out, not just online, also free classes. I see a lot of programs popping up online, and as a teacher, it doesn't worry me, but what worries me is my children getting injured. So it's not wise to just take up all the different classes that you see online. I think it's better to look up what their staff is like. Just because they're a principal dancer, just because they are a famous person, doesn't mean that the classes are going to be suitable for your child. It's important, one, to check the level of the classes that are being offered, and also what kind of classes they're going to be. Number two is regularity and consistency. I do still believe that practice makes perfect, not just perfect. Maybe practice makes better, or you do have to put in the work to get in the results. So if you don't have regular ballet classes under the same teacher or under the same studio, this studio or your teacher is going to get confused of what you really want to achieve. Because even as a teacher, if I get my students regularly all the time, it's easy for me to determine what they want to achieve. But if I get different students, or let's say a walk-in student, then she kind of pops in and out sometimes, then it would be hard for me to tell what this person is looking for. So it's kind of like school, where you just put your child in one school or put your child into one place. Have a regular teacher. I'm not saying it's bad to take master classes. I think it's awesome, because I have master classes myself in my studio, but I make sure to tell these people what the level of my kids are. So if your school can offer that as well, then I think it's amazing too. Number three is that the class is strategic and organized. I think you should look for a class that's really progressive. And again, it comes with a teacher that knows you. So if you do find that the classes are not progressing for you, or you're not getting enough attention, or you're not getting enough challenge, then I think you can consider looking through other places. I'm not saying leave your school, but I think it's good to also explore and to find something that suits you, or a teacher that believes in you. Most of all, of course, a teacher that really believes in you. Number four, a class or classes that give personal feedback. So me as a teacher, of course, you do give corrections. So you do want a class that gives corrections to your kids. And especially we're online, where we can't touch our students, it's so important for me that the classes describe things and I show them. It's a lot tiring now that I cannot be there personally, so I make it a habit to show everything to my kids. Number five, you should ask questions, or the classes should be open for your teachers to kind of get feedback back from you. Not just in online classes. I think it's really important to ask questions to your teachers. So it is important that you put your child into a community or school or dancing school or ballet school that provides this, where your child can interact with their teacher and to ask questions that they might get confused of, because there are a lot of things that we cannot say during the class. So it's really nice when the kids start asking questions also. And for me, I feel like through this pandemic, I've become on call 24/7, but I've been enjoying the time that I spend talking to my kids. So it's been really fun. And finally, the class size. If the class is too big, it is hard for the teacher to see. So big group classes won't give enough focus to your child. So you should get what you're paying for. But in our studio, even over Zoom, we only have about 5, 6, maybe 8 students, the least maybe. I'm not so sure. It depends on the class, but we don't really have more than 10 or over 15, something like this in one class, because I do feel like it's really hard to watch the students if they're too many. So if you have a Zoom class that is so overcrowded, your child will not get the benefit at all of the class. Maybe they'll get in a little exercise, but if they are not aware of their bodies yet, and I think that's something important to point out, is that when your kids are young, they don't have so much body awareness yet as much as the older kids. So the older kids, maybe I would say, oh, you can go take this class or that class, because they can start exploring around. But when they're really, really young, it's not wise to just put them into different classes just because you feel like they can do it. There are exceptions, of course, to this rule, but I still think it's better to be safe than to get injured at home. So those are my tips for your Zoom ballet classes, or what to look for in your Zoom ballet classes as parents, as kids, you know, as a student. Maybe you're looking for something challenging or something that's going to help you. I think looking for a teacher is really, really nice, and it's really fun to get to know different kinds of teachers, because for us teachers, we do know what we're going to teach. And again, if it's strategic and if it's organized and if it's consistent, it is good for you, I think. So consistency is always key. The more you do it, the better you get at it. There's no secret to ballet and improving. You just have to keep on doing it and keep on doing it correctly. If you guys want to read the full article, it's on Corps de Ballet, and it's a website that I use personally, even as a teacher, to remind myself and maybe my students also. We watch some videos sometimes on Corps de Ballet, or I explain it to them through Corps de Ballet on how to get more body aware, and also how to use these things from your home as well, and these tips from the home, basic anatomy for dancers. It's really a fun website. You guys should go check it out. And if you like this video, don't forget to leave us some comments and of course a thumbs up. And I hope you did enjoy, and we will see you on Zoom or on my next YouTube video. Thanks everyone, and bye!